Good morning, guys. It's Keisha Henry. Happy Friday. We made it. We made it to Friday. Do you feel like that? I feel like that this morning. But that's not the only feeling I'm having. This morning I woke up feeling a little anxious. You know, oftentimes my clients ask me, do you ever get anxious? Absolutely. I'm human. I'm in my humanity. And you know what? Sometimes I do wake up feeling a little bit of angst. And you know what? That's not what this video is about. But I just figure I'll say that because it's important. Maybe you're feeling a little anxious today too about something. I don't know. But you know what? Here's this metaphor that came to mind this morning when I was preparing, just getting ready for the day. I remember reading this book, and I think it's by it's a theologian. I think his name is Rouser. I can't remember his name now. Maybe I'll share another time what his name is. But I often think about this metaphor that comes to mind when I feel a little bit of angst. He says, just imagine that you're in God's hands, and if that's hard for you to visualize, just think of it this way. And this is what came to mind this morning. This is it. You ready? Okay. Hey, take a look at the ocean and think about how a bucket gets into the ocean, right? And the bucket's in the ocean, and the ocean is in the bucket. He says that's how we are in God's hands. And I have to tell you, this morning, that came to mind, and I said, you know what? Hey, I belong to God. I do belong to God. I'm His. I'm not my own. And so today was already planned out. Yes, I get to co-author my story in this day. I have a part in this day. So what's my part going to be? My part is going to be that I believe God, that I know that I'm in His hands, that I know that I'm His, I'm not my own, and that if I keep following Him, then that way, whatever comes, I'm going to be fine. And part of that responsibility is, knowing what His Word says, practicing that. And there are other ways to really invoke and be aware of the presence of God. And one of those things that I do is pray. And, prayer, I prayed this morning. And, I think about that. It doesn't even have to be long prayers, but just, say something to the one that is bigger than us, the biggest being ever. And then again, also my breath work. I didn't get that in this morning yet, but I will get it in today. Again, that's not even what this video is about. This video is about the fact that my START campaign, oftentimes, you see me post what I'm doing, what I've already done, or what I'm about to do. Hey, you know what? This morning, I did not make it. And I feel like, I'm going to make a video today talking about when I did not get it done. It's important to talk about when you did not get it done. Here's the thing that tends to happen when we don't get something done. We become very anxious. We start beating up on ourselves. We become like all or nothing. And I had to remind myself this morning, you know what? It's never all or nothing. It isn't. It's not life or death, meaning. Let me just qualify that. So this morning, I did not post anything about START campaign because you know what? My body was tired this morning. I did not. Hey, and let me just clarify tired. I was very hormonal this morning. Women, by the way, happy International Women's Month. I didn't post anything about that this month for some reason. I don't know. I don't like to be trendy in terms of posting those things just to make a post. But if I feel something in my heart that allows me to speak about that, then I'm doing it like I'm doing it now. You know what? Celebrating us as women. We are very important to society. Without us, society would not make it. It just wouldn't. I mean, I can go on and on about that, but just want to just kind of plug that real quick. Happy International Women's Month. Celebrate yourself and celebrate another woman. Now, speaking of women, as I was saying, I was very hormonal this morning. That means, guess what? It's almost that time for me, right? Women, you know what I'm talking about. And my body's tired. Now, 2 weeks ago prior, research shows that 2 weeks prior to you being hormonal for your time of the month, right, you have a burst of energy. You can get a lot done. And so, yeah, I got a lot done in the last 2 weeks. You're going to find that to be the same for you, that you have a whole lot more energy prior to you becoming hormonal. So this morning, I was really just, oh my gosh, I can feel it. I was just not feeling great. And in those moments when you push through and do workouts, sometimes that can be very harmful. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to apply a more flexible personality, right? I've been learning to do that over the years. I grew up with such a type A rigid personality. Don't get me wrong, it has worked very well for me. But you know what? It's not all or nothing. In some instances, we do need to modify our personality. When we have rigid personalities, that means this big wall, and if you've worked with me, we've talked about this a lot. Nothing's coming in, nothing's going out. Okay, so guess what? Then you will cease to exist. And that's when negative thoughts come flooding in, and that's when you become stuck. I often hear a person say, hey, I just feel stuck because I didn't get this one thing done, so like everything went to pieces. It doesn't have to be that way. So I just want to just kind of put this in here, put this in your heart, put this in your mind, see this idea in your thoughts today, because remember, thoughts produce emotions, right? Hey, it's not all or nothing. So guess what? Make an alternative plan. My alternative plan is that when I'm finished with my day today, I'm gonna have my oatmeal and I'm gonna go to the gym this evening to get some activity in. Because you know what? I'm assigning value to something. And what I'm assigning value to is that physical exercise is very important for me. Maybe it is for you. Maybe it's something else that you didn't get done this morning. But you know what? It just lets you know that it's an important value for you. So assign value to it, but don't assign rigidity to it, because when you're rigid, that means all or nothing. And then if you've worked with me, I talked about if the sun stayed up all day. If the sun stayed up all day, it would burn up. If the moon stayed up all night, nothing would grow. So think about those ideas, right? And apply that to your situation. So START campaign is still alive and well. And you're gonna hear me talk much more about the START campaign. I don't know, it's just gonna continue until I just stop. I don't know. But hey, develop your own START campaign. One more thing, hey, are you gonna join me for a Faith for the Journey tomorrow at 6 o'clock? Hey, the topic is gonna be When Life Hurts. I mean, the podcast has really warmed my heart. It's allowed me to grow always. There's always reciprocity in this, and I hope that you'll join me. Share the podcast with someone. I'm getting a lot of feedback, and I'm so grateful for that. That just lets me know, so this is how you co-author my journey. This is how you cement my purpose, and how I cement your purpose. Isn't that beautiful? This is how relationships work, and this is how communities grow, even if I don't know you personally, Anyway, God bless you guys. I love you, and have a great Friday. I'm so happy that we made it. Hey, celebrate another woman today. Bye, guys.